Well, this has been a long and exhausting trial.
You're telling me.
However, it would seem that at last we have arrived at the truth. Inspector Gregson, what of Mr. Ashley Graydon?
He's been restrained, my lord, and is being escorted to the yard.
Good. Now it's your turn.
Eh? He'll be charged with the murder of Mr. Winterbank and the stealing of government secrets.
Very good. And you, Inspector? Regrettably, you will have to face charges yourself.
Yes, my lord, of course. It transpires that you were complicit in helping a criminal escape justice. The fact remains whether or not you are doing so in the line of duty. The crime is a serious one, Inspector, and inexcusable.
You do realize, like, the head of the entire Justice Ministry asked him to do this, right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's one person who's allowed to say, oh yeah, no, you don't face consequences, asked him to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like, hey, yo, Strongheart, I did everything you told me to. Can I not go to jail? Oh yeah, totally, you're fine.
I know.
Victor Ram says Gregson's gonna get 2 weeks paid leave. That's really fucking funny.
Damn, that is so accurate.
God
Wow. Yep. Yep.
2 weeks paid leave time, baby.
Uh-huh.
The most brutal punishment.
Now to the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Guilty of murder anyway, because we don't like you.
LOL.
Yeah?
It is time for the final adjudication, and as the scales of justice behind me say, you are guilty. Is the jury ready, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, sir. Gary Dev's squadron standing by, sir. This is really it now.
I swear to God.
I mean it. The last push, the final call, the finishing whistle. My men are ready to deliver their verdict. Do it, man! Shut up!
Thank you, Mr. Foreman. Very well. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now declare your final decisions to the court.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Boing.
Oh wow, I was not expecting you guys to decide like that. That's a real surprise.
I was especially like, ha ha ha, you idiots, it was me! And now I'm off scot-free!
I did do it! I was in league with the Gilded the whole time! We're
Wow,
besties!
you idiots!
I
Mr.
worked
Naraodo!
I worked together with Waga Eye to do this one.
Yes, good.
That's the stuff! I'm off the hook!
That's the stuff. Hostess.
This.
Eh?
Finally, Runo, you finally managed to do it.
Finally. Finally is the word. I wasn't really sure if we'd come out on top for a while there.
Susie was right. You're the best lawyer in the world.
Sure does feel like it.
Miss Lestrade, I am not finished with you yet.
Eh? What you looking like? What you looking at me like that for?
Before you start enjoying your freedom, there are certain other crimes to consider.
Eh?
2 months ago, in my courtroom, no less, you gave false testimony, did you not?
Duress.
Under
Check,
duress.
please.
Yeah.
And in relation to the trial today, not only did you unlawfully enter Winterbank's pawnbrokery,
That one.
That you do got her on that one.
you also attempted to abscond with Mr. McGilded's property, it seems.
Yeah, you kind of got me in those two.
Yeah.
I never done nothing of the sort.
Ginny, stop
No,
it.
no. You want to admit to that one? Of course not. It's not like you were gleefully wearing McGilded's coat in your cell yesterday or anything.
Aww. And just when I was getting excited about throwing a party for Ginny this evening.
Also, fucking Hurley is like still unconscious. Like, priorities, Iris.
It'll be fine.
And turning our attention to the defense. Determining that when played together, the music...
Is he gonna accuse you of leaking government secrets?
What?
No, fuck it.
Determining that when played together, the music box discs contained a message in Morse code was... Well, it was certainly a most unexpected revelation, Counsel.
Quite so, my lord. The prosecution was caught entirely off guard. In fact, I think we should applaud my learned friend's courage here today. I propose a toast to demanding that government secrets be disseminated before the entire courtroom.
Very sorry about that. It was the only way I could get Inspector Gregson to admit what he'd done, so...
That's kind of funny. If I may say something on that point.
Isn't that the Swedish bailiff? Oh my god.
It's, about the sounds produced by the music box before.
She's gonna tell us.
I do wonder if that was really Morse code at all.
Literally, what? What are you saying, madam?
Oh, well, it's just that I'm really rather fanatical when it comes to Morse code, you see. So much so that the whole world seems to be covered in dots and dashes to me, in fact. Goodness, madam. An unhealthy level of obsession, one feels. But I must say that, in my opinion, the sounds produced by those two discs were nothing more than that. A meaningless series of two different tones.
What? Can that really be? It wasn't Morse code after all.
Huh.
Was she just lying to help us? My lord, the defense would like to listen to the music box again.
Are you off your nut? How many times do I have to tell you those discs contain ministerial secrets, sunshine?
This courtroom is not an appropriate forum to discuss the nature of the government communications. We know McGilded conspired to trade national secrets with our enemies, secrets acquired from Mr. Graydon. Now that the man has admitted to his crimes, we have no need to pursue the matter further.
But it's really going to bother me.
I really want to know.
I want to
though.
know. Let me know the government secrets. Hey, juror number 5, you can tell me. I'll be cool, I promise.
Miss Lestrade.
Yeah, me lord.
That which you have seen today here in this courtroom has been extremely disturbing.
Falsified evidence, intimidation, perjury, a grim catalogue of depravity.
An appalling experience to befall any child.
I'm not a kid. Come on, it ain't nothing I don't see most days in the back slums.
I beg your pardon.
If you're weak, you pay for it. That's just how life goes.
Gina.
But look, I reckon I've worked something out today.
The world ain't fair. But if you want it to change, you've got to start at home. You've got to change how you are yourself.
All right, chat, they're setting it up. They're setting up for Gina to be a fucking cop. I'm just calling it right now. Or at least a detective.
Well, that's a very laudable lesson, I would say. I eagerly look forward to the born-again Miss Lestrade never gracing my courtroom with her presence again. Now, with regard to the murder of Mr. Pop Winderbank, proprietor of a pawnbrokery business on Baker Street, I hereby declare the defendant Miss Gina Lestrade.
Woo! Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot about the fireworks. What? What?
It shoots fireworks now?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
A
sure.
bailiff! Subdue the defendant, she has a weapon! That is all. Court is adjourned!
Ooh, doggy. Oh. Where'd everybody go?
Hi.
Well, this is awkward.
Fenzik, do you
now what?
do you have a second glass, maybe? Like we could share?
All of a sudden, Susato pops in.
Awkward.
Susato!
Oh, wait, is this where he's going to finally say something nice about us? That would be
I'll
cool.
hold my breath on that one.
All right.
On a personal note, I must say you've surprised me, my Far Eastern friend.
That's a funny way of saying beat, but sure. Oh!
Despite being a Nipponese,
Yeah, my guy.
you saw through the pretense to the malice that festered within that Englishman, and at the same time saw through the grime to the surprising heart of your English client. You have a curious talent for judging character, especially considering our very different cultures.
Like, thanks, I guess. I feel like that's the best compliment you're ever gonna give me. I don't think there's anything curious about it. Whether we're from the Empire of Great Britain or the Empire of Japan, we're all human beings. We're not so very different on the inside.
No,
Really?
my English
I thought-
insides are superior to your Nipponese innards.
God damn it.
I thought in my English textbooks it says that you all bleed green. So, is that wrong or something?
God damn it.
I thought our insides were very different. You know, I took this case for one very simple reason. To lock swords with you once again here in the courtroom, and not in the way you might think.
You did?
When I encountered you for the first time 2 months ago, it reminded me of toasting friendship and trust with another Nipponese, only to find my trust betrayed.
Sorry. Excuse me?
Backstory.
What?
Through you, I hoped to look into the eyes of the man I once knew and try to understand.
So wait, you had one Japanese guy be rude to you and now you hate all of us?
Yep.
You mentioned something
Gay love.
similar earlier today about total betrayal at the hands of the Japanese. What happened exactly? Who did this to you?
Well, you may ask. And one day,
Oh,
when the
motherfucker.
time comes, and one day,
In the
the
Great Ace
sequel.
Attorney Chronicles
sequel.
2, you will learn the answer whether you like it or not.
Yeah, okay. All right. Then I'll wait for that day if I must.
And it depends on what the chat votes for.
Coming to be known as the racist of the Bailey, and my retirement from service 5 years ago. It gives me cause to wonder if our meeting has some deeper purpose.
Come on.
So, farewell, my learned Nipponese fellow, until we meet again.
Alpha email in the chat says make sure you pick the Scarlet version of Gak 2 so you get the vampire backstory and not the zombie backstory. That's pretty good. But can we get Van Zeke sandwiches so he gets better? I don't know. But where's Iris disappeared to? Oh, congratulations, Gina. I knew it all along. I knew that you were innocent.
You know, for the most part. Well, you did what you said, Mr. Nara-Odo. You believed in me right up to the end. You're as odd as your name.
What's odd about it? Also, you don't know it. I told you I had faith in you, didn't I?
I did think he was talking about his name. What's odd about
Yeah.
it? No one ever has before, see? Kept a promise, I mean, properly.
That's awful.
I figured something out today. All my life, growing up in the slums, I've never trusted no one. But that's just because I've been scared of being stabbed in the back. I mean, the more you trust someone, the more it hurts when they let you down.
Yes, I think I can understand that. After all, I had a taste of it in that trial 2 months ago. I chose to trust someone and paid for it. That betrayal left a big scar. I mean, McGill did, like, come on, dude. Really? Did it leave a big scar? He died, like, seconds later.
And also, he sucked.
Yeah.
So,
You know, though, Gina, I worked out something quite recently, too. Trusting in someone else is really an exercise in learning to trust yourself. When your gut tells you it's the right thing to do, and your trust is rewarded, there's no better feeling in the world. I think I have you to thank for reminding me of that valuable lesson.
oh, well, if you say so. It don't make a fat lot of sense to me, though.
If I'm trying to say that putting my faith in you, Gina, it's been a real pleasure.
For crying out loud, pack it in! But I suppose I sort of feel the same way. I mean, sometimes trusting someone else is, you know, alright.
Thanks.
This is the way I see it, Renosuke. A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
After this experience, I'm starting to feel like I understand what you mean. Kazuma. Am I living up to your expectations? Am I turning out to be the lawyer you believed I'd be?
You're better. Pardon the interruption.
Herlock?
God fucking damn it.
Yeah. But what the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here? Ooh, Stewie.
But what the deuce does a man have to do to be noticed around here, my dear fellow?
That voice!
It's too late for that voice now, Mr. Naruhodo. I've been standing here patiently in the corner of the room for an eternity. Yes, it was me all along, I would have said, when finally you noticed me. But you people, with your incessant babbling!
What do you mean by you people?
Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, it was me all along, you see?
I'd assumed you'd been taken back to the hospital, to be honest.
Indeed I was, but I managed to escape again.
Stop doing that.
Oh, you should stop doing that.
I happen to be aware of one or two foibles of the doctor who was tending to me. His penchant for leaving his scalpel inside of people. I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily issued me with a leave of absence.
How very above board of you.
But enough of my adventures.
It's time for resolve.
That was a fine victory, Mr. Naruhodo. Your tireless efforts justly rewarded, I feel. Congratulations are in order. As a close friend, I tip my hat at you.
Oh, thank you.
Some great detective you are. Great at being cold as ice, maybe.
Have I irked you in some way, Miss Lestrade?
While you've been having a snooze in your nice soft bed, some of us have been fighting for our lives.
Well, that bullet did cause me to lose a substantial amount of blood, it's true. So I have indeed been feeling somewhat cold. Not perhaps as cold as ice, but, well, have a feel.
Ew. Could you take your hands off my neck, please, Mr. Sholmes?
Are you trying to strangle me?
What?
And, in some way, I suppose, congratulations are in order for you too, Miss Lestrade.
What's that supposed to mean? Why so half-hearted?
Well, naturally, it isn't my intention to alarm you, but an acquittal in a trial with that particular prosecutor is perhaps a little precarious.
You're gonna die now, Gina. Well done, Mr. Sholmes. Not alarming in the slightest.
Oh, the Reaper, you mean? Because anyone who's found not guilty in a trial he was working on winds up dead anyway. Is that it?
The very point I was trying to make. As exemplified by the fate of Mr. McGilded, in
Didn't
fact.
we deal with this last case when
Yeah.
Sasaki is not dead?
But of course, I pay no attention to such irrational drivel myself.
Then why'd you bring it up?
Yeah, well, it don't bother me.
Oh, really?
Of course not. The way I see it, the Reaper's a bit like him upstairs.
Him upstairs? You mean... okay, no, they did say... I was really like, please, we're gonna make a God joke here. You mean like God?
Yeah, him upstairs knows what's what, right? He knows what people are like on the... No, I was talking about Santa Claus. He sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake, and he knows when you've been bad or good. He won't have got the wrong end of the stick. There are some coves like that bog trotter that are rotten to the core. At the end of the day, him upstairs makes sure they get what they deserve.
I suppose that's one way of looking at it, sure. Divine justice is one thing, though. The Reaper taking matters into his own hands and claiming lives is another.
Well, I ain't like the McGildeds of this world, so I ain't scared. I got principles, see?
Sure.
A trait in you which is to be admired, Miss Lestrade.
Oi, just give it a rest, all right?
As I was saying, congratulations are in order. The news of your acquittal was very welcome news to me indeed. Let me express my heartfelt congratulations, Gina.
Well,
There you are! Oh, there you go. You can take this.
You are her. There you are. Really? How long have you been here?
What if it wasn't Iris?
Honestly, I went to the main entrance especially to meet you there.
Ah, Iris, my dear, I do apologize. But wait until I tell you what happened. This pair made utter fools of themselves.
What happened?
As you know, I have a penchant for disguise. I was hiding in this room, dressed as a bailiff.
Iris, can I have your fucking cat flap gun?
But these dolts didn't notice my presence at all. They had no idea. Can you imagine, Iris? Would you credit it?
I'm not sure, really.
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, Hurley, but you just don't have the weighty presence you seem to think you have. In fact, you really ought to be careful about that. It's going to land you in trouble someday.
I'll be careful.
Ouch.
Anyways, it's such a shame. I was so hoping to throw a party for Ginny tonight. But you won't be able to come, will you?
Don't look like I'm going to be going nowhere for a while. You heard the judge. You heard the judge's patter. I got stuff to make amends for, apparently. All them offences. What was again? Breaking and entering? Taking the bog trotter's stuff, what was in his lug, blah, blah, blah.
Yes, I think you'll find that basically being a pickpocket is the main offence.
But diving ain't an offence. It's a job, innit?
I don't think so.
Still, it has got me thinking all this. Maybe I should start looking for another line of work.
Ah, come on, video game.
I mean, you didn't start off as a lawyer, did you, Odo?
Well, no, and don't call me Odo. But I was never a pickpocket.
Well, anyway, I reckon I could make a change. I'm going to do something for all them lot like me from the slums. Something that makes a difference for them.
It's a wonderful idea, Ginny. I'm sure you can do it. What's it?
Oh, she crying.
Aw.
Nothing.
Gina, are you a little baby girl?
Miss Gina Lestrade. The prison carriage has arrived, ma'am. Also, this guy stole my identity as the Swedish bailiff. Arrest him. Come with me to the rear gate at once.
I would stay away from that carriage.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, well, looks like I'm off then.
Yes. Goodbye, Gina. And good luck.
Odo,
Yes? Come on, not again. Somebody stop her. It's a long animation.
Yeah, I
please.
was going to say, I've had time to stop you and...
Ah! What was that for?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say, so...
Thanks?
Ah, indeed. Perhaps the situation calls for a phrase hitherto missing from your
Okay.
vocabulary, Miss Lestrade.
Hey,
On occasions such as this, I would recommend a simple thank you.
oh,
Oh, yes. It's good advice, Ginny.
right. I see. Well... Thanks, Odo.
I mean, it wouldn't kill you to say it. Aww.
Ah.
Aww.
Thank you for everything what you've done, for believing in me.
Not at all. In fact, that should be my line. Thank you, Gina. Well, there she goes. I wonder if I'll ever see her again.
Nah, she won't be in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2.
No.
Well, well. Quite the indomitable pick purse.
Oh, I nearly forgot. I bought a paper outside. It's a special edition, and there's trailers all over the front page.
How?
How?
Yeah.
Is this the next day and they didn't tell us?
No, this is immediately after.
Yeah.
Pickpocket's innocent proven. Pickpocket's innocence proven. Isn't it wonderful?
You should have shown it to Gina, Iris. She would have been thrilled.
Oh no. How silly of me. But anyway, would you like the good news or the bad news?
God damn it, not a callback joke. Not again.
Well, what do you say, Bruno? Early?
As usual, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Absolutely not. I have no intention of listening to anything but good news.
And there you have it. How people answer that question says a lot about them, doesn't it?
Let's not go there.
Alright then. Maybe let's start with the good news this time. The rain has finally stopped. It was a record level of rainfall, apparently.
The bad news is that what's-her-fuck isn't gone.
Yeah.
Well, that is good news indeed. We can journey back in greater comfort.
All right then. What's the bad news?
A huge storm has left the seas very choppy. The channel in particular is awful, so sailings out of Dover have been delayed by a day or more.
Wait. Dover?
That's right. If we head to the station immediately, we may still make it in time to wave Susie off.
But, there won't be a train, surely. We couldn't be that lucky.
Who do you think I am, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mr. Sholmes.
Correct. Anyway, I don't know how we'll get a train, but I rushed to Victoria Station earlier and made an arrangements for a special express. If we hurry now, we shall be there in time for dinner. And I know of a fine restaurant that serves the most delicious baked sole.
Is it Soleil or Soul?
Soul. I don't...
It's Soul.
The great detective does it again.
Sole. Indeed he does. I happen to be aware of a number of the rail transport director's foibles.
What?
I merely made my knowledge of them known to the man, and he happily laid on the locomotive. Elementary.
Did you kill a man? Just an idea, but it might be wise to stop manipulating people that way.
What are we waiting for then? To London, Victoria.
But we're in Victorian London.
Ah.
Before somebody in the comments tells me this isn't Victorian London, don't. It was a joke.
All right, we got to get the heartfelt Susato reunion.
Mm-hmm.
That took somewhat longer than I had anticipated.
Susie's boat must be about to leave now.
Miss Susato, where are you?
Oh,
Literally
hi.
the only person here, so I don't know how you missed her. Over there! Look! Looks like she's reading something.
Another one of Iris's stolen manuscripts.
No!
Oh, don't do it!
Miss Susato! Wait! What are you doing?
Teleportation.
Mr. Naruhodo, what are you doing here?
We came as soon as we could after the trial. I mean, we heard that the sailings would be being delayed due to bad weather, you see.
Oh, I see. Then tell me, how did Gina's trial go?
Well, she's not
They've
here.
already
so
executed her.
it went well. She was acquitted.
That's wonderful. Really wonderful news.
The book you were about to throw into the sea. It was your encyclopedia of British law, wasn't it?
Oh dear, I was hoping you hadn't seen that. I'm not worthy of practicing law in any way now.
In what way do you think that, Susato?
So, I was saying my final farewell.
You were saying goodbye to law. You! Susato-san!
Yes, I'm going to be a criminal. I'm
Yeah.
saying goodbye to law.
Would I be correct in assuming it's because of the peephole, Miss Susato?
Oh my god.
Yes, I'm a criminal. There's no way I can be a judicial assistant when I've committed a crime.
God damn it.
I deliberately altered the scene of a crime, and then I tried to hide the fact. What I did is utterly unforgivable.
That reminds me.
Okay.
How did you even come to have this, Susie?
Yeah. Rena rules. It's literally stealing a balloon on Free Balloon Day.
Yeah.
On the evening of the incident, Mr. Sholmes had invited Gina to dinner, if you remember.
Oh, yes. We had a wonderful time.
Well, Gina gave us a little introductory lesson, didn't she? To the art of pickpocketing, I mean.
You can't really steal a cat flap mat out of someone's
Yeah,
pocket.
you can't steal a gun-shaped, like a large gun-shaped object like that.
That's just called stealing. I don't think that's pickpocketing anymore. That's just stealing. Oh, that was so much fun. I stole Uno's armband.
Yes. Please don't do that again, Iris. The band's very important to me.
Well, if it's so important, you should pay more attention to it.
Why don't you
didn't
marry it?
notice for ages.
On a whim, I thought it would be fun to see if I could take the cat flapper mat. So I put it up my sleeve.
Damn those giant kimono sleeves.
Yeah.
Really?
And then I rather forgot about it. Until I found myself in Mr. Winterbank's shop with it later that
You
night.
forget about that.
Yeah, there's no way you would forget about that. You consciously
if you
brought it
ever
with
just
you.
put your hands at if you ever put your arms in a slightly slanted
Nah.
angle and
Yeah.
fall out.
Her sleeves are fucking Mary Poppins bags.
Yeah. I see.
And then,
Bang!
oh, Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
Leave me, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right.
After Mr. Naruhodo had left the shop, I started to think. That door started to play on my mind.
The storeroom door, you mean?
No, the other door that had a cat flap
Yeah.
mat in it.
Yes, if Gina was anywhere inside the shop, I realized it could only be behind that door. And at that moment, the little device that I had up my sleeve sprang to mind. I was so worried about Gina, I simply had to know.
So, theoretically, I wouldn't really call this tampering with a crime scene since the crime was still in progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point. So you use
Like,
the
police hadn't made it to the scene yet, so she was actually just making. It's not again. It's
Yeah.
not really. It's not really tampering with a crime scene.
Yeah.
So you use the cat flapper mat to make the peephole in the door.
As captured in a photographic print of the shop by one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
Indeed. It was of the first importance, that point. Precisely when the peephole was made. That information would prove to be Mr. Naruhodo's greatest weapon. Though, naturally, without proof, it would have amounted to nothing.
But when I looked through the hole in the door, the sight that met my eyes made my blood run cold. Thoughts started to run through my mind. I remember that trial 2 months earlier.
The trial of Magnus McGilded.
I thought about how he had manipulated the evidence and arranged false testimony to secure his freedom. It made the British justice system feel so very dark and sinister to me. And then a terrible thought occurred to me. What if some wicked criminal was planning to do the same thing now? Because from the appearance of the crime scene, it looked exactly as though Gina had shot Mr. Winterbank. Even though I was sure she would never have done such a thing.
You were worried that the true culprit would try to frame her for the crime.
That's right. But then I realized it would be very difficult for anyone to give false testimony in this case.
What do you mean?
Well, the crime appeared to have happened behind the door of a locked room. For someone to claim falsely to have witnessed it, there would have to be a way to see beyond the door.
Ah,
For which a peephole would be the very thing.
Only the peephole I had made wasn't actually there until after the crime had been committed, of course. And the criminal would know that, so it wouldn't make any difference.
But the possibility of a rather ingenious trap was there, was it not?
a trap? Is that why she did it?
So, is that why you kept it a secret, Susie? You never mentioned that you made the peephole to anyone, not even to the police.
I know. And I knew at the time what I was doing was wrong. A criminal offense, even. That's why I decided to confide in Mr. Sholmes. He's the only one that I can trust.
What the fuck?
If Mr. Naruhodo was completely backed into a corner, with no other possible means of escape, the truth about the peephole could save him. That was my plan.
She really does think of everything. But then, why didn't you just tell me everything before the trial began?
That
My
would make
dear
the game
fellow,
too easy.
you're not thinking straight.
This is a video game.
What? What? If she had done that, it would have rendered you complicit in the whole escapade.
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
Not really.
Ah,
You could have been disbarred if you had been seen to have knowingly tampered with a crime scene.
But I didn't.
So Miss Susato decided to shoulder the burden of responsibility alone. For your sake, and Miss Lestrade's.
It's again not tampering with a crime scene into nothing that Ryan did.
Miss Susato.
It's
Oh,
fine.
Is this game over yet?
The truth is, when it happened, I did it because I had lost a little of my faith in the law.
Oh.
Happens to the best of us, Susato. Happens
Yeah.
to the best of us.
I was worried that the right person wouldn't be convicted of the crime. But the moment I allowed myself to think that is the moment I lost my right to call myself a judicial assistant.
What you did isn't comparable to what I did. Graydon is the one who lied.
No,
in the
what
witness
he
stand.
did.
Oh. Graydon is the one who lied in the witness stand, using that peephole as a way to implicate Gina. And besides, the peephole inconsistency... They really love the word peephole, and I hate it. If the peephole
I know.
inconsistency hadn't existed,
It's a hole for peeps.
I'm not sure at all she would have been acquitted in the end. Miss Susato, what you did saved Gina's life.
Well, with your kind words, Mr. Naruhodo, You saved me too from my regret.
God, they're acting like Susato did something dramatic.
Yeah.
She made a hole in a door so she could see what was on the other side. Holy shit.
A hole in the wall where Susato can see it all. Well, we must all be thankful that Mr. Strahd's freedom has been assured.
Yes, exactly. Though some of the loose ends in that trial will continue to play on my mind, I'm sure.
At least until the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
But the revelation that the music box disc contained secret messages, Mr. Naruhodo. What a triumph to work that out. I'm full of admiration.
Well, actually, that argument wasn't quite as compelling as I thought it was.
Oh? It wasn't?
There was a communications officer among the jury members, you see, a telegraph operator. She said that the majority of sounds on the disc were just meaningless tones.
As one would expect. After all, we are talking about secret government communications. No doubt they were written in cipher to avoid being readily understood should they have been intercepted.
In cipher? I see. So then we could have never hoped to understand the message anyway.
Nonsense, my dear fellow. It's quite a zero pipe problem, I assure you.
What? What?
Sogi?
Oh, shh. What?
Oh.
What?
Who said that?
Yeah, who said that?
Yeah, I'm really confused.
Well, that can't be a real word, can it? How funny.
Wait! Iris, what did you just say?
Oh, I just said asogi. Does that word mean something to you?
Means something. Sogi was the name of my best friend.
What?
But how? How did you know that name, Iris?
Because my mother was also named Asogi.
What?
Ah!
Why did you say that name?
Wait, what?
Martha. I wrote it down during the trial before, when the message was playing on the music box.
She transcribed it on the fly. She really is a genius.
Can't
Yep.
read the code. I thought the message probably wouldn't be written out in plain Morse code, so I tried various ways to interpret it. But whenever I tried, the words just didn't seem to make any sense. That is, in English at least.
Oh!
It suddenly occurred to me, you see. There's more than one Morse code, not just the English variety. Various countries around the world have altered and added to Morse code to use it in their own languages.
I don't believe it. Are you saying?
That's right. I've only actually seen a chart of Japanese Morse code once before,
Jeez, Iris.
but I think it's based on the Iroha pangram, isn't it?
And you mean to say that in Japanese Morse code, the message was asogi?
Yes, I think so. Sorry, but I don't remember all of the Japanese Morse code. Just the most
Iris.
dramatic part to create a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Iris, would you let me see that?
Mr. Sato, do you know it? Do you know Japanese Morse code?
Yes, I spent some time studying
Of
it.
course you do, Susato.
Yeah, because I kick ass, Ryan. Because I'm quite sure Morse code will become ever more important for international communications.
Then might I recommend, my dear madam, that you focus your efforts on the English version?
Be that as it may, Iris, show me the message, please.
Of course.
But what can this possibly mean?
Whatever is in that long sequence of supposedly meaningless dots and dashes, it's made the color drain from Susato-san's face.
There's no doubt that this message is written in Japanese Morse code.
So the British Empire has been using Japanese for its secret communications.
I don't understand the reason why, but the message appears to be a list of 4 people's names.
4 names?
The first is Kei Asogi.
I'm glad we don't know anybody with that name.
Yeah.
Kazuma Asogi. Why? Why is his name on that disc?
The second is A Shin.
Shin.
Ao Shin, the canceled League of Legends champion.
I don't recognize that name.
The third is T Gureguson.
Gregson?
Ah, it would seem Tobias Gregson is the third man on the list.
And what's his name doing on a secret government communication as well?
They're the original fucking Avengers.
And the last name.
Is it Ryan? What's the matter, Miss Susato?
No.
Or is it her father?
It's John Cena.
Are you sure about that?
Well, there's a great edit for you
That's a
there.
great
You can do a John Cena. That's...
Oh, 100% I will. For you, Jenny.
That's an easy one.
It's just so strange. So unexpected.
Yes, Susie, don't keep us in suspense.
The last name is J. Wilson.
Okay.
What?
Oh, her dad.
Wilson?
Oh.
John?
Is this a fucking
Hey,
hit list?
Wilson? You mean Daddy?
It only says J. Wilson, so I'm afraid I can't be sure. Then, after the 4 names, it reads, if I translate from Japanese, that is all 4. And that's the end of the message. Or rather, the end of what you noted down, Iris.
Yeah, she still doesn't know her dad's dead, huh?
I just
No,
can't believe
so much
it.
to tell that.
Who would ever have thought that in those discs contained Japanese Morse code? Not to mention a strange list of some disturbingly familiar names.
It would appear that this particular message is a communication of some kind between Great Britain and the Empire of Japan.
So, Daddy could be in Japan then. Where Susie and Bruno come from.
Could be.
Yep.
Don't tell this girl her dad's dad.
Oh, well,
Oh, okay. All right.
Now, it's not very likely, really, is it?
yeah, no, I don't think so. Yeah, he totally
I
isn't
mean-
there.
There are thousands of people with the surname Wilson, and there must be lots of J's among them. And y'all lied when you said there were 20 minutes left.
Professor John H. Wilson, visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University. We can't tell Iris about that now. We just can't.
No, I mean, someone really should.
Someone should.
Uh-huh.
This is so strange. Somehow, in solving the case of Mr. Winterbank's murder today, I feel like I've rolled back a boulder at the mouth of a very dark cave. And in the back, it's Jesus.
I do wonder if perhaps it's a dark cave that we shouldn't go wandering inside.
Honk.
Honk.
Wow, that's a really big goose. Oh dear, the ship is going to set sail soon.
Yes, it seems so.
I'll sail on that steamship first to the port of Dunkirk in France. Then I'll change onto a larger passenger vessel bound for Japan.
You're really going then, Susie?
We wish you a safe passage, Miss Susato.
Thank you so much. I wish all of you the very best.
Watch out for cats.
Miss Susato! I had hoped to have you always at my side. To guide and support me.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Please, come back soon. As far as I'm concerned, you really are the very best judicial assistant in the world.
I'm quite sure I'll be back before you know it.
Really, Susie?
Oh, now don't forget, Iris. I made you a promise I've yet to fulfill.
A promise?
I said I'd teach you the Susato takedown, right? About your manuscript.
Ah,
Oh yes, the Hound of the Baskervilles.
well, I'll be waiting for you then, Susie. A promise is a promise.
Definitely, Iris. Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes,
do you remember the first time we met?
yes.
And game.
Of course. On the SS Buria. I was dragged out from that wardrobe, still half asleep.
That's not the first time you met.
If I remember rightly, you threw me halfway across the cabin with the Susato takedown.
You know very well what I'm talking about after that. It's strange, but being thrown together as we were in that case, I somehow felt straight away that you were the perfect person to continue Kazuma-sama's great legacy.
Miss Susato.
And my instincts were right. I really want to believe, no, I'm sure that I'll be back soon. Farewell until then.
Okay.
And then she took
Surely.
on a cat. And then she took on a cat and died.
No.
Oh wait, we got anime cutscene. Everybody look. Hunk.
Somehow we seem to have come to the end of the adventures of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Or the first volume, at least. Looking back now, it feels as though fate has led me on this journey.
Aw, cat.
Wagahai's like, no, come back. I must kill you.
Traveling halfway around
Wagahai
the
just
world
runs in front of
to meet
Ryunosuke and he
the
trips and
great
falls.
detective.
Into the water.
I'm sure there'll be trials and tribulations ahead.
Oh, he said
No,
that
yeah,
was an
that'll be-
earlier game.
No, we already played
That'll
that
be
game.
100.
Apollo Justice is ahead.
That game had a coffee guy.
Be able to turn my
He
fortunes
did have a
around.
coffee guy. Fuck this guy.
You had that the whole time?
After all, I have the greatest friends in the world on my side.
Yay! Ah, god
No,
damn it,
no,
Herlock!
No, we're saving here. We'll hear the last two words next week.
Yep. You'll have to
Folks.
tune in next time to see what Herlock's gonna say to us.
Folks, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's not worth it.
Nah.
We've been
You'll have to
streaming for
tune in
4
next week.
Preach goes to
Next
bed. We're
week,
done.
Oh,
chat.
just go. Then not just freaking click.
Yes, Mr. Sholmes.
Gonna be credits.
All right, here we go. I have some rather awkward news.
Awkward, you say?
Look at your hand.
The railway company has decided to sue over the special express train, apparently.
Huh?
It caused a commotion on the line. All the other trains that arrived at the airway stations.
But really, we would never have made it to Dover in time otherwise. Anyway, I explained everything and how it was all your fault.
Huh?
I believe a formal complaint should be delivered to your office tomorrow. But not to worry, my dear fellow. According to Mr. Susato,
You love defending yourself in court.
Is this the setup for the first case in the next game?
It's
no,
alright, I'm
I
perfectly
guarantee you
happy
it's
to
just a goofy
testify.
thing.
You really didn't look like the sort of man who'd do something so outrageous. See? What are they talking about? Are they
it's
getting
a-
blamed on us?
Mr.
It's
Sholmes.
it's setting up for him to go objection
Yeah,
at
it
the
is.
end,
It
like
is.
all the other
You're
Phoenix
right.
Wright games. Yes?
A word, if you don't mind. Oh my god.
Why, certainly. Any word you like. Better with that, my dear fellow.
Oh yes, I love Runo's words, and I know just the one he'll use here.
Oh. Then, I really must say,
Objection!
objection. Okay.
but now we have to wait through the credits.
God damn it.
So I do think we should have stopped, honestly,
We
because
definitely
now there's a
should've.
lot of this.
We should have.
I mean, we don't have to watch the credits.
No.
I
we
mean,
can just leave
there
them
might
rolling on.
be some fucking dialogue in the credits that people are gonna be mad if we don't see. Yeah, exactly. I see. I fucking in the following weeks, hundreds of music boxes arrived. Something was afoot. That transpired. I'd ordered them all myself. Actually, you know what, Zach? Stop it. Actually, stop it.
I can't.
Because I think we should.
I can't.
Okay, then close out of the game. Close out of the game.
But it didn't.
Because we did
haven't
save it. No, we saved it. You did save it.
I did do that save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close out.
Yeah,
close out of the
I'm
game.
fine
We'll
with
do it
that.
next. We'll
I'm
do it
fine
next
with
week.
that.
We'll do it next
I'm
week.
fine with that. Well, folks, thank you for hanging around with us. It was a very long time, but we're happy to have finished it. I will announce officially that the poll is over, and with 1,282 votes, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 is the winner. So we did that.
The wiener.
We'll figure out. I don't think we should start playing immediately next week. We might want to do a chiller week or something, but we'll get on with it.